Hi friends, I'm Gastro Guru aka Prashant Shukla. Welcome to Gastro Guru Kitchen. Today I'm going to prepare for you a delicious Indian Gujarati dish called Kobi Muthiya. Kobi Muthiya which translates to steamed cabbage dumplings. So let's get started. It's a two-step process where first we make the logs from cabbage and two types of flour and seasoning and oil, and we steam that, and then the next step is we cut it, slice it, and kind of shallow fry it in a wok or a pan. So that's it. Let's get started. Alright friends, as the first step to make the Kobi Muthiya or the cabbage steamed dumplings, what I've done is I've shredded about half a head of medium-sized cabbage, and what I did was after I shredded, I washed it and soaked it so it's nice and soft. And so to that we're going to be adding a few different ingredients. Okay, the first thing we're going to add is about a cup of wheat flour. The next thing we're going to add is about a cup of gram or chickpeas flour. And then we are also going to add about half a teaspoon of baking powder or baking soda, or whatever you have. Then I'm also going to add about a tablespoon of oil. This is vegetable oil. Next thing that goes in there is 1 tablespoon. It's a teaspoon, but the size is big, so I would say about 1 tablespoon of cumin and coriander powder. And then we're going to add about half a teaspoon of red chili powder. And you can adjust the spices according to your palate. We have about 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. And then here I'm going to add just a pinch of the garam-masala, which is a combination of different spices. Then we're going to add some salt. So right now I'm just going to add about half a teaspoon. You can always add more when we fry it if it's less. Maybe a little bit more for good measure. Okay. Next thing that goes in there is 1 teaspoon of sugar. Then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of green chili and ginger paste. And you can add a little bit more if you like it spicy, like I do. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is this is not going to require too much water because the cabbage is soaked, but if need be we'll add a little bit more. Okay, so now by hand we're going to mix everything, and when we come back, this dough for the muthiya, for steaming it, will be ready. Okay. Alright friends, so what we did is from the cabbage and the 2 flours and the spices that we added, we made these logs, and I added a little bit of water, and in the description in the video below that I'll be writing all the ingredients and the proper method of doing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to steam it. So I have greased this steaming tray in which we're going to start putting these logs. A little bit sticky, but that's okay. So we're going to put all 4 of them in there and make sure they're nice and tight because we don't want them falling apart. And because of the chickpeas dough, the logs are a bit sticky, but that's okay. Once they get steamed, they'll be fine. Okay, not to worry. Okay, and then one we're going to put on the side. Make sure they're all nice and tight. So this is how they look. The Kobi Muthiya logs that we're going to steam. Okay. Alright, so here's the steamer, and I've been boiling, heating up the water for a while, and in that we're going to put this tray. We've got those 4 logs for the Kobi Muthiya, which again are the cabbage steamed dumplings. We're going to cover this and we're going to let it steam for about 20 minutes. After which, we'll take them out, slice them, and then, shallow fry them in a wok. So, see you in 20 minutes. Alright friends, it's been 20 minutes and we're going to check on our Kobi Muthiya in the steamer. Oh yes, they have been steamed nicely, as you can see. So what we're going to do is we're going to let them rest for about a few minutes, let the steam come out, cool off. Then we're going to cut them into slices, and then in a saucepan or a wok we are going to stir fry them. Okay, so be back in 5 minutes. Alright, so these Kobi or cabbage muthiyas, we steamed them and they have cooled off, so I'm going to just cut them into round slices. It's already smelling awesome. The spices and the cabbage and the 2 different kinds of flour steamed nicely, and this is smelling fantastic already. But we're going to take it to the next level by shallow frying them, making them crisp, and we'll be cooking them in oil and mustard seed and Hing, which is Asafoetida, and some curry leaves, and the finished product is going to taste fantastic. Okay, so these are all sliced, and so now we are going to shallow fry them in the pan. Alright, so our pan is really nice and hot. Then I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm going to swirl the pan, stir it nicely, and then what I'm going to do is next is add about 1 tablespoon of mustard seeds. And as you can see, they already, because the pan was hot, they are already started to pop, and so you reduce the heat. So then I'm going to add a pinch of Hing, which is Asafoetida, and so this is going to, the Hing Asafoetida is going to give the mustard seeds and the oil a nice zing, and we just let them kind of pop for a minute. You got to be careful because the seeds and the mustard seeds, when they start popping in oil, they start popping out of the pan. So you got to be careful. Now to that, I'm going to add about 10 curry leaves. You see that? How the curry leaves are popping too? It's a hopping popping. Oh yeah. We're gonna let that kind of, do its thing for a minute or so. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to add to that is half a tablespoon of sesame seeds. Now these started to pop real fast, the sesame seeds. As you can see, they're all over. So now to that, before anything else happens, we're going to add the steamed muthiya slices or the steamed cabbage dumplings. Oh yeah. And then we're going to gather what's remaining over here with hand, toss it in, and let them do the happy dance. It's like a party. So now what I'm going to do is toss them so that they get nicely coated with the oil and the sesame seeds and the mustard seeds. Oh yeah. And these are going to get a little bit brown. That's how we want them. That's the whole idea of kind of crisping them up. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of salt for good measure. Okay. And to kind of spice it up a bit, I'm going to add a little bit of the red chili powder. Not too much, just a little bit. Oh yeah. I'm telling you, if you were here, these smell fantastic already. So basically we're going to turn them around, because you can see they begin to crisp up and darken, and that's what I want. Oh my goodness, that is looking fantastic. And again, these are already steamed and cooked, so we don't really need to cook them for too long. But I do want that sear marks on them. See that? That's looking fantastic. And then we'll turn the heat off and let these babies stay in here for a minute or so. And then we're going to plate them. A delicious Kobi Muthiya, which is a dish from the Indian state of Gujarat. And these are basically steamed cabbage dumplings, but with much more flavor. And then you got the pan sear to it. Oh my goodness, look at that. How beautiful does that look? Can't stop looking at them. It's awesome. Alright, so it's now time to plate them. These babies are done. I'm going to take this from here and I'm going to start plating. Okay? Alright, so it's time to plate this awesome dish. Oh my goodness, look at that. Uh-oh. Get in there, get in there. Don't fall out. Yes. Push this nicely all over. Okay. clean it up a little bit so it looks nice and presentable. Look at that. How awesome does that look? And our grand finale, we're going to sprinkle some chopped fresh cilantro on top. Oh my God. Toasted sesame seeds, mustard seeds, the spices. Now tell me if this does not look fantastic. Alright folks, so there you have it. Steamed muthiya or steamed cabbage dumplings. They look and smell fantastic. And please make sure you check out this recipe on my YouTube channel Gastro Guru, and do like, subscribe and share. Thank you very much and bon appetit.